Well, hey everybody, it's John back again, and I'm really excited that these finally showed up from Super7. These are the William Stout collection. They are the 87 He-Man movie figures, or Masters Universe movie figures, a movie that really ended my collecting of these as a kid. I remember walking out of that movie absolutely disappointed by it. But the character designs and the figures are really nice and very interesting looking. Just out of the packaging, they are big. They can't see their faces behind the Masters Universe Classics. It's been said multiple times by multiple people. These are very possibly the last of the Classics figures we're going to get, which is sad, because we all would like to have an Evil Lyn, Teela, Man-at-Arms, Beastman, and many other figures from the movie. But Super7's did their best to get us what they could, and Mattel now, I believe, took the license back. If you've watched my videos on Super7, you'll know I have a kind of a hit or miss with the figures that I get. I always have some really bad QC issues. But these look like they've upped their game a bit for them, and I hopefully have got some good figures here. I'm going to do two at a time, because with my baby right now I don't have a whole lot of time to do individuals. So I'm going to do this as a set, and I'm going to do the other ones as a set. So look here first, we got the Rebel Leader He-Man, the Heroic Defender of Eternia. Ages 14 up. It's in the classic packaging we're used to. It says Super7 on the side right here. And we go over there, it says Collector's Choice. And on the back of the box you can see the rest of the figures. And I just got the email today that these are shipping right now and are on their way to me, and I'll have them Monday, which is kind of cool. We'll get the last of the Filmation figures from Super7. Hopefully they're like these. Here's a bio for Rebel Leader He-Man. If you would like to pause and read that, go right ahead. The figure that I'm probably most excited for is, of course, the Dark Despot Skeletor. That looks fantastic. There's so many details on this thing. Yeah. Amazing. Same thing with the packaging. Here is his bio, if you're interested in taking a look at it. Really like the artwork on this one. It's got a nice little drawn version of Skeletor on the back, which is pretty cool. What's the He-Man's? Yep, He-Man's is okay. It's not as good. But that's pretty much it with the packaging. Give me a minute and open these up, and I'll take a closer look. There's a cat here already. Jeez. And hopefully be impressed. Okay, here we have our Skeletor and He-Man out of package. After just handling them for a few minutes as I was taking them out, they are really well done. Great job, Super7. You guys did fantastic. Amazing sculpts from the Four Horsemen. If you were on the fence with these guys, and you're waiting to get them, I would go to Big Bad Toy Store or any other little outlet where you can still get your hands on them, because these are made to order, and they're not going to do them again. This is it. So if you really would like to get these guys before they go skyrocketing in price, because they are fantastic, I would be trying my best to get them right now. So I am going to take a look at our He-Man figure first. Let's get and do the old up-close look here at that face sculpt. I think the face they have on here right now looks the most like Dolph. Pretty cool way they sculpted the hair. It's got a lot of nice details in it. Has a secondary wash. His eyes are good. His mouth and lips and nose sculpt are great. You got these such ornate decorations on his armor pieces. The shoulder pieces are just phenomenally sculpted. Got a nice kind of gold paint with a darker wash over top. It goes down to the arm bands here, which I am missing a little bit of paint on this one, but I don't think it's really that noticeable. The straps look like leather. They got little tiny ornate details in them as well. He's just wearing a a pair of shorts, and then he's got all of his gear strapped on so you can holster everything he comes with, which is awesome. His knife, his gun, his dagger, his sword all have places for them to go. My hips seem to be pretty well aligned, which is one of the biggest complaints I have about my Super 7 figures that I get, is one leg's always not on all the way. He's got the straps on his legs are good. The skin color is really good. It's not that weird glossy color that they were getting before. Look at the detail on his boot covers. They cover up his knees. There's just so much detail on these things. They are fantastic. He's got like a dryer wash on the blacks to give it more of a clothy look. There's silver sculpting and line work done on his holsters. And of course he has this fabulous soft goods cape, which flows very well on his back, and I don't think they could have done this without, or with a hard plastic cape. I don't think it would have worked as well. And if I don't think you can take all this off. You probably could force it by taking his arms off, but man, that looks like there's a lot to go through. Nice sculpting on the sheath there. And it is your standard old school Masters of the Universe Classics bucks that we've been getting for years now. I mean, like I said, I like this buck a lot. These have the wrist hinges, which is great. I do think they need to, if they're going to continue with these, I wish they would have given them like double jointed elbows for the Thundercat, so you could get a lot more dynamic posings out of them. But they're going to use this for everything they can, and it's okay right now because they're perfecting their process, and these turned out great. So he's even got his stubble on his face is well done. I don't know if that shows up or not when I get up close here, but there is a slight hue on his chin. His eyebrows look good. So I'm just going to do quick articulation. You can move his head around. You get a little bit of down, not a lot of up. It looks like his head just goes right back into position. There's no hinge in there. And let's see, his shoulders, it's kind of good. And these move out of the way. They can go up and around very well. You got your bicep swivel, single jointed elbow, and swivel and hinge at his hands and wrist, which is good. He does have an ab crunch that goes forward a little bit. Mine does not go back too far. Waist swivel. His legs go out pretty good with all the goodies he's got attached to him. They go back a very little bit and forward some, but the belt do get in the way, which is alright. He's got an upper thigh swivel, single jointed knee, which is behind this armor piece, which is very nice. No boot cut because of that, but he does have a swivel and rocker at his feet. The plastic is a very nice look to it. It does still have a gloss or a sheen, but it looks appropriate. It just doesn't, it looks good. He looks slightly oiled up, kind of like figured Dolphus He-Man would. He does come with a secondary head, which has this grimacing face. His cheeks are a little bit more sunken in. His eyes are alright. I definitely prefer the head that's on him. I think it looks a lot more like the character. So I am going to leave that head on, and I'm just going to put this one to the side. I mean, it's cool we got an extra head, but I don't get that one. It doesn't look as good. So it comes with the blaster he used. It has some nice detailing on it. Just a solid black piece. You can put that in his hand or on this pretty cool little holster here. It fits in extremely well, nice and tight. Yep, not going to fall out. He stands well. I do have a little bit of looseness in my one knee, but he stands great. And then we have this nice little dagger, which is gold, silver, and black on it. It's a little bit small, but he can still put it in his hands, but it's going to kind of flop around. Looks like this is more of a detail piece. is not very flexible, so it is kind of sharp. But that slides in here. I mean, they could have sculpted all this stuff on. I think that's about as far as that goes in. And then we have his almighty sword, which has, again, some nice details. Silvers, gold, and black. Which this... Oh, I knocked him over. Which this fits in his hand. Nice and snug. But the cool thing is, you can put it down his back here and sheath it in the bottom. And then it's got a little grip up here to hold it in place, like that. That is a really nice touch. And then he comes with this super teeny little knife. It's so small that fits in his boot right here, and it is rather loose. So from the packaging, was a piece of tape. And I've heard some people already say that they've pretty much lost that already. They didn't even realize it fell out on them while they were looking at them. So I'm just going to be safe, and I'm just going to put a little piece of tape on it for now. So hopefully that'll hold that knife in. Yeah, okay. And that's probably how he's going to stand in my shelf. Yeah, the head sculpt's great. Wow. Great job. That's all I can say. Great job. I really wish that we could get more of this. Well, I mean, we're not going to get any more Master Universe Classics, but we are going to get a lot more figures with this buck. With the Conan figures, the Thundercats figures, Toxic Avenger, and who knows what else they're doing. But man, this thing right here. The one thing that I did love from the movie was the Skeletor. Wow. All the detail on this thing are crazy. Let's get up close and personal. So here we have his face sculpt. It is great. You can see all the little details. He's got a little bit of red wash in there to bring it out. You can see his eyes. It's almost like he's wearing a mask, kind of like he looked in the movie. But it is still very menacing. There's a red sheen throughout the black plastic on this everywhere. He is heavy because of the amount of plastic that's on him. He's got a great feel to him. The head does not come off. In fact, I believe his hood is glued on. It sits nice on his head and looks great. And the collar of his cape is cool. He's got these very ornate red, almost copper on top of the black. Same with his shoulder pieces. They look really good. The straps that come off have all these little details on them that lead down to these fantastic skulls and weird little wicked critter face down there. There's his belt, has some paintwork on it, and it's got some red and gold. It's got these kind of techno gauntlets, as if you watch the movie, they have a little bit more of a technological advantage in Skeletor's crew. And then his little skirt piece has all the same detailing on it, with all the little paint touches. It's not every. Mine have some missing paint on a couple of them, but I think it just adds to like it's been worn a little bit, so that doesn't bother me. He's got a weird shiny crotch piece going on in there, and he's got little skulls on his boots. And I think really that's everything he's hiding here. He's got that weird little crotch piece that's copper and ridged. Other than that, though, he's fantastic. I'm blown away by how crazy it feels to have this thing in my hands. It's been a long time since we've ever thought we'd get these figures. I'm almost speechless holding on to this from... Man, SUPER7, you guys did great. As much as I bash you, well, I don't bash you a whole lot. I get disappointed. As much as I get disappointed with when I get some really weird quality issues, I'm glad you guys are like hitting your stride now. And this gives me great hopes for the Thundercats figures, which is a line that I'm really looking forward to. He does have some head movement, not a whole lot. He can look around, you get a little bit of a wobble there. His cape is underneath, that, which he's got to have a pretty big post to get through all this plastic. Shoulders don't go up too far because of that, but they do go all the way around. He's got the same articulation as He-Man. Wow, his ab crunch works really well. He's got his swivel there. He does have the same legs, but we're not going to get into too many of that. His streamlined boots are pretty nice looking, so you can get some poses out of him as well. He's a little bit more restricted than He-Man, but good God, look at this thing. The Havoc staff from the movie. This gold and black washed, or black underneath with this gold on top, gives it this crazy look. This thing is menacing and pretty evil looking. It's got the cool sunburst in the back. Little gold, I want to say accoutrements along the staff, and it ends with the little gold knob on the end. It is one heck of a piece in itself. It does fit well into his hand. He gets a pretty good grip on it. I'm just going to move it down and stand him here. He does come with our music synthesizer, or the time key that is accurate to the movie. Nice details. He has a little bit of a strap on it. You can place this on his bean. Probably can use his wrists to keep it in place on his body. Probably take a little bit of work. Oh no, he's holding it just like that. And then you have the sword that he pulls out to fight at the end of the movie, with the cool little bat on the hilt here. It's in grays and silvers and blacks. And it does fit into his hand. Fits pretty good when you close the wrist. Wow. Yeah, these are good. I'm going to suggest you try to grab these if you're interested in them, because they are not going to stick around very long. They were a limited amount. What, 4002 is what my box said, and I had box number 2002. Yeah, fantastic job, Super7. These are great. Thank you for watching, guys. If you made it this far, maybe hit that subscribe button. I'm still trying to get to 500 subscribers. We're getting close. I think I was at 491 last time I looked. And I will see you guys around. Bye. Alright, I just want to say thank you one more time for checking out this video. And if you're interested in seeing any more, you can click either one of the links that will be over here. And if you'd like to subscribe to my channel, there'll be a button down below where you can do that as well. And again, thank you.